One thing I've noticed about the marsh is that it never competes for attention. It doesn't need to. You can stand at the edge of it in the early morning before the world catches up with itself and just listen. The water moves without hurrying. The birds call out and go quiet again. Nothing announces itself. Nothing is asking you to respond. And in that stillness, you begin to hear things you had been walking past for months. The loudest thing isn't always the deepest thing. We've become uncomfortable with quiet. It happened gradually, so slowly we didn't notice until the silence was already gone. We fill every empty space now. Music in the car, a podcast during a walk, something playing in the background while we lie in bed trying to sleep, scrolling through other people's opinions before we've even had a chance to develop our own. It's not that any of these things is wrong, but taken together as a habit, as a way of moving through the world, they add up to a life where we are almost never available to hear anything that isn't already demanding our attention. And I've been wondering what we're missing. There is a story in First Kings that I keep returning to. Elijah is exhausted, not just physically, but spiritually. He has fled into the wilderness, and God tells him to stand on a mountain. Then comes the wind, powerfully enough to shatter rocks. The Lord is not in the wind. After the wind, an earthquake. The Lord is not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, fire. The Lord is not in the fire. And after the fire, a small, still voice. The Hebrew translation is striking. The voice of then silence. God was not in the spectacle. God was in the quiet that came after. I wonder how often we are still in the earthquake, still in the fire, waiting for a voice we won't be able to hear until things get quieter. Be still and know that I am God. That verse is often quoted as comfort, but I think it's also an instruction. Be still, not when life gives you a peaceful moment, as an act of will, as a practice, as something you choose because the knowing doesn't seem to come first. You don't think your way to it, you quiet your way to it. The marsh knows something I keep forgetting. Stillness is not the absence of something. Quiet is not empty. The deepest things do not shout. And the voice of then silence hasn't gone anywhere. We have. Maybe the work, the slow, unglamorous work of life is learning to go back to it. Not once, and not only when things get hard enough that we have no other option, but regularly, faithfully, the way you tend anything you want to keep. I'm still learning, still practicing, still listening. And for now, maybe that's enough. Protect your peace, yes, but also protect your silence.